Plenty of sunshine at the Big A for today's final game in the homestand. The Angels and the White Sox today. And the Angels take the field today with a 5.5 game lead over the Texas Rangers in the West. The White Sox lineup: Podsednik, Beckham, and Konerko in the first inning. Jermaine Dye, Alexi Ramirez, and Carlos Quentin in the middle. Then Jason Nix, Alex Rios, and Ramon Castro. Pretty good lineup facing Scott Kazmir.
Well, Scott's been throwing the ball so well since he joined the Angels. I'd say the last 3 starts before, when he was with the Tampa Bay Rays, he finally got his game back. He had the hamstring issue, wasn't able to push off the pitching rubber as well as he has in the past. But now this biting along that thought process of pitching to contact, getting deeper in the game. He's already thrown 13 in the 3rd inning so far in those 2 starts. For Halo's only 2 earned runs allowed.
He has Juan Rivera, Torrey Hunter, and Bobby Abreu behind him in the outfield today. With his tourist playing third base today, Figgins getting the day off. Ivar, Kendrick, and Morales around the infield, and Mike Napoli catching Scott Kazmir.
Well, Meister Store is going to get a shot here at third base. He's played excellent second base. He's played some great shortstop too, but now getting a chance to give Sean Figgins a day off here. Tough road trip coming up, and Meister's been such a good glove no matter where they put him. Second, short, or now third base, strong arm. Look for him to have to come in and make some plays, especially with Podsednik leading off.
Scott Kazmir, as I mentioned earlier, Gooby, he's faced Felix Hernandez twice and now Burley, so he's in that spot in the rotation right now where he's getting the other team's ace.
Well, you know, a lot of times when you fall into that number 3 slot in a rotation, inevitably after that first month or so, you're going to be locked up against a number 1 starter. And he's been a number 1 starter. He's been an all-star throughout his career, so he's used to these tough battles against the best in the business. So it doesn't faze him at all.
Scott Kazmir to face Scott Podsednik and get the ball game going. The White Sox leadoff man hitting .307. First pitch of the game misses. You know, the White Sox, the way the Tigers have been struggling, they're right back in the race again with a record of 71 and 72. Chicago's only 5 games back. Popped up on the left side, and his Turris shading the eyes makes the play. So Ozzie Guillen's team, although a game under 500, has a shot over the last 3 weeks at the Tigers, who have lost 5 in a row.
Well, when they made some of their moves before the trade deadline, the thought was they were getting ready for 2010, but the Tigers have let them back in the race. And they have a lot of power. They've hit 169 home runs as a team, so they're definitely dangerous. And if they can pitch it all, they might have a shot.
Gordon Beckham, the batter. The way Danks pitched yesterday with Burley on the mound today, they can pitch some, that's for sure. Beckham lines one hard into right field. Abreu goes back and he'll play it off the wall perfectly. The throw to second, but Beckham slides in head first for the double.
Well, you can see why the White Sox are so excited about Gordon Beckham, his ability to drive the ball the other way. That's a great, short, compact swing. Right center field, we talk about how the ball carries so well in the day here. Bobby did a nice job of feeling it off the wall, but Beckham runs well now in second base with 1 out.
Paul Konerko at the plate for the White Sox. The White Sox have tomorrow off. Then they open up a series in Seattle, a 3-game series. And after that, they go home to play the Royals. So they do have a shot at coming on in this division. Strike to Paul Konerko.
Granted, it is early in the game. Open base against Paul Konerko. He was 8 for 18 with 2 home runs against Scott Kazmir. So you don't have to give in to him. Make him swing at your pitch.
Chicago has not been hitting with runners in scoring position over the first 2 games of this series. They are 1 for 13. And that's after the Angels held the Mariners to 0 for 19 in that category. So on this homestand, the Angels have held the opposition to 1 for 32 with runners in scoring position.
So it would come down to you're bearing down in those spots. You know, you want to keep your focus through every pitch, but when you have guys in scoring position, that's when your focus becomes that much more into play as far as pitching.
2-1 to Paul Konerko. 3-1. Kazmir working under the tutelage of Mike Butcher again, as they did in Tampa Bay. And he walks Konerko. He'll pitch to Jermaine Dye with runners at first and second and 1 out.
There's no question that Scott Kazmir realizes and remembers that Konerko's had some good at-bats against him, so why give in that spot? Thinking the lines of, okay, Jermaine Dye is a very powerful hitter himself, but he does hit into double play ball, so now you can work down in his zone, get a ground ball, see if you can turn 2 and get out of the inning.
Dye fouls the first pitch back off to the right. He's hitting .253, but he has hit 25 home runs. And it's 0-2 to Jermaine Dye.
Sequence of pitches so far for Scott against Jermaine Dye. Most power hitters love to get their arms extended to be able to look out over the plate. Now with that fastball at 92 inside, not allow him to do it.
One ball, 2 strikes. 2 men on for the White Sox in the first inning. Kazmir's thrown 12 pitches, 5 strikes. Still 1-2 to Dye.
Not a bad time now for Scott to try that slider down and in with Jermaine Dye. See if he can get a strikeout or a ground ball.
Jermaine Dye's driven in 72 runs. And he drills one into left field. Juan Rivera goes back, and that ball did not carry nearly as much as it looked like it might when it left the bat. Rivera caught it just short of the warning track.
Well, he definitely tried to go that slider, but it was gone over the middle part of the plate, and it looked like he had just off the end of the bat. Just the speed itself got him out. Off the outside part, you see right on the end of the bat right there. Fortunately, he didn't be able to square that one up. That could have been in trouble. But still, he's so strong, he hit that ball pretty far off the end of the bat.
2 out now, and Alexei Ramirez up there. Two out, 2 on. Alexei Ramirez hitting .276. 15 home runs. Two and 0.
Early on here, Scott's having a tough time getting a good feel for his pitches. thrown 16 pitches, 9 out of the zone so far, but still can get through this without giving up any runs.
Two and one to Ramirez. Kazmir's given up a double and a walk here in the inning. So far, no runs. Three balls in the strike. Socha a little bit concerned as he watches the top of the first unfold.
Those power pitchers, that first inning to get a feel for the mound is the most difficult one.
And he loses Ramirez to load the bases. A double and 2 walks in the inning. And Butch is going out to check on Kazmir.
Well, remember that first time as a member of the Angels, Scott Kazmir walked, bases loaded up in Seattle, base loaded no outs, and he ended up striking out the side to get through with no runs allowed. You know, Mike, what you're going to go out, they've had such good rapport from their days in Tampa. Thing is now, you just want to say, hey, okay, just think down in the zone. Don't try to overthrow the ball. Don't try to be too fine. Don't try to hit the corners. Trust the movement on your pitches to be able to get through this inning.
The White Sox have Beckham at third base, Konerko's at second, and Ramirez at first. As the home plate umpire, Angel Campos, went out there to break up the meeting on the mound. Carlos Quentin, a threat with the bases loaded right here.
Well, that's some great numbers, too. Most guys you see around that 300 mark, but at 400 with the bases loaded, dangerous in this spot.
And Kaz missing low once again. Quentin has 16 home runs this season, hitting just .234. And he rips one into left field. That scores Beckham. Konerko being waved in. He will score. The throw to third will be late and gets by. Is Torres to the backstop. The runners don't advance any further, as Kazmir eventually runs it down behind the plate. 2 runs home for the White Sox.
Boy, it looked like Jeff Cox was going to hold Paul Konerko in that spot, too, but the ball came up on Juan Rivera in left field. Well, Quinn had a great swing at that pitch. He charged it well. He was aggressive to make sure he might have a shot at the plate. But then the ball got away, and then the ball got away at third base also. Ibar was covering the bag. Got by him, and both the Stores and Kazmir were backing up the throw, but that got all the way around behind the plate. They were fortunate another run didn't score.
Kazmir eventually had to go a long way just to run that ball down. And it's 2-0 Chicago in the first inning, as Jason Nix takes a strike. They did give an error to Rivera, I would think, on the throw. Oh, 0-2 to Nix. This is a big out for Kaz early in the game. 2 more runners in scoring position here for the White Sox.
Wow, that pitch is right down the middle. Mike Socha was asking where that pitch was also.
That's exactly what he says. Where was that pitch?
What it was Napoli was setting up the inside corner, but that pitch split the plate. And, you know, when a catcher reaches back like that, you give a different look for the umpire, and it's easier for them to call it a ball.
Nix pops one foul. Scott Kazmir working hard in the first inning here today, Gooby.
You can just see early on the command of the fastball. Not quite as crisp, too. It's about 92, which is still a good fastball. Like I said, many a times, real good power pitchers have a tough time in the first inning to get a feel for their pitches.
And that one's popped up a mile high around the plate. Napoli waiting for it. Gets it. But the White Sox get a couple of first-inning runs to take a 2-0 lead. Up a couple of runs in the top of the first. Now the Angels with his Turris, Ibar, and Abreu. Guerrero, Hunter, Rivera, then Kendry Morales, Howie Kendrick. And Mike Napoli is batting ninth today. First pitch from Mark Buehrle in there for a strike to Meiser Turris.
Buehrle still good fastball. You see that 12-7 record, 3.77 ERA.
And Meiser rips one into the left field corner. Carlos Quentin gets the ball in, but his Turris has a lead-off double.
And that's what you're going to see out of a lot of right-handed batters against Buehrle. He cuts the fastball. His fastball 86 to 90, but his big pitch to cut fastball, and that's what that was. It did get inside enough on Meiser Turris. He was able to get the hands through and drive it into left field for a double. His 18th of the season. Or 19th, sorry.
The Angels are hitting well with runners in scoring position this series. 375. Eric Ibar takes strike one. You know you have some depth when you can sit your leadoff man, Figgins, and have his Turris, Ibar at 1-2. A lot of teams would take that every day. Ibar pops the bunt up foul.
I mean, when you look at the flexibility Mike Scioscia has with this lineup, they have speed guys at the top of the lineup and the bottom of the lineup guys that could situational hit, be up in spots to bunt, hit and run. I mean, it's such a luxury to have that if you're a manager, and all be able to switch hit too, which is important.
One and two to Ibar.
There again, that's that cut fastball. He will throw a slider, a curveball, and an above average changeup too.
On the ground to shortstop, as Turris has to stay at second, and it's close at first. Oh, they just got him. Ibar threw his arms up in the air as Hunter Wendelstedt called him out. This is a close play at first.
Hey, Eric ran out of the base, right down the baseline as quick as can be. Slow hit ball. Ramirez, a good strong arm, but barely got him by a half a step. Not that Ramirez did anything wrong, but Ibar runs so well, got him by a half a step.
If that.
Right there, it looked like the call was right. Just as the foot is back coming down, the ball went into the glove of Konerko. Wendelstedt looked like he was right on the nose on that call.
Bobby Abreu takes strike one from Buehrle. Burley's around the plate. He works fast. So you talk about pitching to contact. He does that quite a bit.
He does, but I think as a batter, you try to disrupt that too by stepping out. You see Bobby taking his time, getting in the batter's box. he's not going to let Buehrle dictate the pace of the game.
1-1 to Abreu. The Tigers did win today, snapping their 5-game losing streak. So the White Sox are trying to stay just 5 back as Detroit beat Toronto 7-2. Pickoff, throw at second, goes into center field. Is Torres to third base.
Well, the Angels didn't get a break as far as Ibar to be able to advance the runner, but Mark Buehrle was able to do so on that pickoff, or at least a tenth of a pickoff at second.
Throw comes in high.
Although that ball should have been caught. But the base runner coming sliding in hard to Ramirez, took his eye off the ball for a second and got by him.
Both teams have committed an error already. And the Angels now can get a run with an out. 1-1 to Abreu. 2-1. High fly ball. Center field. Rios will catch it. His Torres will tag up. Here comes Meiser. Here comes a good throw to the plate, but not in time. The Angels are on the board. 2-1 Chicago.
Nice job by the offense responding, getting back in the game right away after giving up 2 runs at the top of the first. Sac fly to Alex Rios, who has a strong arm. A lot closer than anticipated. And Bobby Abreu getting another RBI, giving him 94. His last few have been a ground ball out, a couple sacrifice flies, so he's just doing the little things to score a run.
2 out, nobody on. Vladdy at the plate. And Vladdy fouls one off to the right. Well, Buehrle will not pitch a perfect game, a no-hitter or a shutout today.
I'm not so sure he likes when Vlad comes up to the plate either. He's got 4 career home runs against him. Vlad hit 364 with 4 home runs against Mark Buehrle.
Buehrle tossed that perfecto earlier this year. He's 1-2 to Vlad Guerrero. High in the air to shallow right field. Jermaine Dye comes in, and that's the inning. But the Angels get 1 back. After an inning, it's 2-1 White Sox. Two to one White Sox after an inning. Both teams have made an error in the first inning today. And the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the White Sox coming up against Scott Kazmir, who threw 26 pitches in the first inning. Alex Rios leads off for Chicago. and hits one in the air to deep left field. Juan Rivera on the warning track and up against the fence. He makes the catch. Rios almost got that one. First pitch.
I was just going to say, it's a pretty good number 8 hitter in your lineup when you get Alex Rios, the former All-Star, who was in the home run hitting contest a few years ago at the All-Star game. Just missed hitting that one out. But an out's an out.
That's right. One pitch, one out.
Yeah. Granted, you got the heart palpitating a little bit, but it's an out.
Ramon Castro fouls one back. Castro in 62 at-bats is hitting 194. One ball, one strike. Another shot into left field. This one for a base hit for Castro. Scott Podsednik coming up. Yesterday, one of the most exciting plays in baseball, the inside the park home run.
Well, hit off the top of the wall and got away from Bobby. Podsednik runs very well, gets it inside the Parker, which ended up being the winning run in that game yesterday.
Podsednik popped out to third in the first inning. He has an 11-game hitting streak going right now. Oh, 0-2. Castro at first base.
Another pretty good pitch, 0-2. Casper just missed. Sets up another pitch, they'll throw a breaking pitch on the outside part of the plate now.
Missed with it though. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Scott Podsednik. That'll drift foul, third base side. The Yankees are pulling away in the late innings today. They're ahead of Baltimore 8-3 in the 8th, but the Orioles have been giving them troubles in that series at Yankee Stadium. Two balls, 2 strikes to Podsednik. Towards center field, Hunter makes the catch at the knees.
Boy, what a jump he got on that one. They had no chance to be able to field that ball before it hit the outfield grass. It's all about that first step. That ball was hit hard by Podsednik. He comes in and just gets it above the shoes. Why he's won 8 straight Gold Gloves. It's all about that first step, first jump.
He makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Unbelievable. A lot of guys will have to dive for that ball, but he was in there able to get it on his feet.
Beckham rips one into the left field corner. Rivera over to get it, and Juan will get to it in time to keep Castro at third. But it's a double for Gordon Beckham.
That's a second double. One to right center field, now down the left field line. Fortunately, it was Castro on first base, a catcher running. That would have been the third run across. Down and in. Hit that ball hard to left field. Juan did a nice job of cutting it off and getting into the cutoff man quickly.
Now another spot where the White Sox are second and third with 2 outs. And we'll see if Konerko gets the key hit or Kazmir keeps all the damage off the scoreboard. And before Konerko hits, Napoli wants to go out and talk to Kazmir.
Well, there's a possibility they're talking about what should we do here. Do we go after him and make him swing at pitches in the dirt? So I'm like Napoli looking over at Mike Scioscia in that spot, an open base. We do have Jermaine Dye on deck, though. Not an easy task there either.
It's been anything but a breeze for Kaz here in the first couple of innings. But if he can get Konerko, it's still a 2-1 ball game. He pitched very carefully to him in the first inning and walked him. Konerko is hitting .348 against left-handed pitchers. Big swing and a miss right there.
Well, he had their steady diet of all speed pitches to a fastball at 93. Got it by him.
One ball, one strike. In the air to right field, Bobby Abreu in and toward the line. And Kazmir's out of the inning. The White Sox leave 2 more at second and third. Bottom of the second inning, 2-1 White Sox. Sunny day at the Big A. The end of the homestand. Torrey Hunter leading off the second inning. The next time the Angels play a home game will be a week from tomorrow, September 21st, against the Yankees. Hunter hits a high pop fly on the third base side. Beckham makes the catch. One pitch, one out for Burley there.
You see lots of fly balls, lots of pop-ups against Mark Burley with that cut fastball in on righties. There's the changeup. Certainly doesn't take any time in between pitches at all.
Now Juan Rivera up there. Juan hitting .292. Strike called from Burley.
Here's the thing about Burley. Right-handers hitting 266, lefties hitting 299 against him. But he has given up 17 home runs to right-handed batters and 8 to lefties for a total of 25.
Tapped slowly to second base. And Rivera, not a guy that's going to beat too many infield hits out. Mark Burley pitched a perfect game earlier this year, Gooby.
Wayne Wise had to help him out with one of the best plays you'll ever see, particularly at the magnitude of this game right now. Leaps over the wall, brings it back, holds on to it. Then Burley gets a ground ball to Ramirez.
Alexei! Yeah!
And I think he got it. Perfect game. Boy, I'll tell you, it's amazing when you think about it. Perfect game. Everything has to go exactly right for you to be able to do that. Fielders got to make outstanding plays. You got to hit your spots. There's only been 17 or 18 in the history of the game. What, 18? One being in the World Series.
Kendry Morales hits one back up the middle for a base hit. A two-out single for Kendry. And Howie Kendrick coming to the plate. Howie hitting 292. 8 home runs, 52 runs batted in.
Well, Howie's been just swinging the bat so well of late. 8-game hit streak. During that streak, hitting .517. Hitting the ball at all fields.
Red Sox playing a doubleheader today at home against Tampa Bay, and the Red Sox won the first game 3-1. When you look,
Well, I'll tell you what, if Howie can center a ball, he's got a huge gap between left center and center. That big of an alley there would be able to score Kendry Morales and tie this game up. You don't see that much of a shift in the outfield too often, unless a guy is identified as a up the middle.
or unless your runner gets picked off.
Yeah. He's got one of the best pickoff moves now, 6 on the season for Burley.
And he gets Kendry Morales to end the second inning. Still 2-1 White Sox.
Boy, what a quick pickoff move. No chance getting back.
Grilled pineapple back at Carl's Jr. And by the Pepsi 500. The NASCAR playoffs come to the Auto Club Speedway on October 11th. For tickets, call 800-944-RACE. Third inning, 2-1 White Sox. Scott Kazmir will face Jermaine Dye to start the third. Kazmir's thrown 40 pitches through the first 2 innings. 23 strikes. And in both of the first 2 innings, the White Sox have left 2 runners in scoring position. So Kaz is hanging in a 2-1 ball game.
You can see he's still struggling with his command of his fastball, hitting his spots.
And falls behind on Dye, 3-0. He takes a strike. Well, the Angels are going to Yankee Stadium on the next trip. We mentioned they were pulling away from Baltimore today after losing 2 in a row to the Orioles. It was a 3-3 tie, but now it's 13-3. Yankees.
Well, you don't like to see that because the Yankees were struggling to score some runs against Baltimore the last few games, and now all of a sudden they're hot again. You don't want to see that before you come into town.
The Angels will be playing at Yankee Stadium tomorrow night. They're definitely a team capable of putting up some big numbers, especially at home.
Especially the way the ball carries out the right center field, that ballpark, the new Yankee Stadium.
3-2 to Jermaine Dye. And Kaz is starting this third inning, Gooby, having to throw a lot of pitches again to get a hitter.
And a lot of times if you're a starting pitcher and you don't have your best stuff that particular day, you got to create either a different arm slot or throw a BP fastball. And what I mean by that is you take something off the same arm angle, and the batter's going to recognize fastball, but it's going to be about 3 mile an hour slower. You get an easy out that way.
And that one came into the booth just right over us.
Again, when I talk about BP fastballs, and that's something I learned from a pitching coach in Kansas City, when you don't have your best fastball, see, a hitter sees fastballs roaring out in front, but that 2 or 3 mile an hour difference can get him out.
Kaz gets Dye to pop that one up into foul territory, and Morales makes the catch. Fans, the Angels' military-style hat is back in black. Back by popular demand, as a matter of fact. All fans in attendance here Friday, September 25th will receive a free Angels military-style hat courtesy of Autotrader.com. The hat has a distressed bill and the Angels club lettering across the front. You can get your tickets at angelsbaseball.com. That'll be on the 25th. 1-0 now to Alexi Ramirez.
Lots of different Angel hats here at the ballpark. You need that to keep the sun away.
Those guys have their Angel hats. One and one to Ramirez. More hats.
What kind of hat?
A drive into left center field by Ramirez sends Hunter to the warning track to track it down.
Boy, again, you can see how quick that first step is for Torii Hunter. A lot of center fielders will be running the last second to reach out and crash into the wall, but he got that good first step. Got himself in a position to make it look rather easily, which at times you just think, wow, it's just a routine play, but everyone else ends up being a spectacular play.
He reads the ball off the bat so well, particularly when you consider it's a day game, and sometimes you don't read it quite as well, but there was no doubt he was going to catch it. Carlos Quentin up there.
And you make a good point about that, Roy. A lot of times in day games, you see a lot of people with white shirts on. So right out of the first, when the ball's hit, you don't see it right away, but Torii just picks it up exceptionally quickly, and then he's able to make the play look like it's a routine play.
That's way up in the air, way up there. Ibar and his Turris. It's going to be Ibar to catch it. And Kazmir has a 1-2-3 inning here in the third. Still 2-1 Chicago.
I'm at 11.
It's 2-1 White Sox in the bottom of the third inning on Salute to Kids Day here at the Big A. So we have Brianna McCarty in the booth.
All right.
You're on television.
Hey, is there any way you could take over for Rory the rest of the game?
No. How old are you?
I'm 11.
Oh, there are two 11-year-olds in the booth. And you know who the other one is, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing good. Good job. High five. Another high five on that one. All right. She recognizes Rory's mentality of 11-year-old. That's great.
So you are you an Angel fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. For how long?
They brought me here when I was 2 months old.
2 months. Wow. And you're a good luck charm too. There's a base hit for Howie Kendrick. Throw to second, and Howie slides in safely. It's a leadoff double for Howie Kendrick in the third inning.
Boy, a nice swing again from Howie. That's a 9-game hit streak now for him, hitting over 500. So that was a great swing. Now leadoff runner here with man at second there. Opportunity to be able to get him across there and be able to get that tying run. But look at that, right out of the batter's box, Howie thinking double. Because I'll tell you what, they did a nice job, Carlos Quentin, with a strong arm to be able to cut that one off and make the throw in.
Now Mike Napoli at the plate for the Angels. Hey, Brianna, there was a foul ball that came into the booth last inning. Do you know what happened to that ball?
It hit the wall.
Where is it now?
In my hands.
All right.
You got a souvenir.
All right.
Way to go. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mike Napoli.
Now, do you play softball?
No.
No?
Where do you go to school?
Arnold Elementary
Where is that?
in Cyprus.
Oh, all right. Well, we're happy you're here today.
Thank you. I'm happy too.
1 ball, 1 strike to Mike Napoli. Well, Uncle Gooby said he'd buy you some cotton candy, so thanks for coming by the booth.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for coming up.
Okay.
Thanks, Brandon. Congratulations. One
1 ball and 2 strikes. Called strike 3 on Napoli. Burley gets him looking on the inside part of the plate.
Well, that was a pitch on the inside part of the plate. Now he's trying to look for something out over the plate. It might have got this off the inside corner. That's that cut fastball once again. Hitting the corner. Cashner framed it very well. It's a call, third strike. The second chance the Angels have had an opportunity to get the guy over at second with no outs, but failed to do so far.
Meiser, as Turris grounds one foul past Dino Ebel.
Carl's Jr. league leaders batting average with runners in scoring position in the American League. The Angels at the top with a .301 batting average.
Meiser and Jeff Mathis have been two of the best in that category. And Mickey Hatcher, he's one of those guys that says, don't tell me your batting average. When did you get the hits? Well, pretty good if you're leading the league in batting with runners in scoring position. And there's a shot with a runner in scoring position for his Turris to knock in the tying run. Meiser's 2 for 2, and we're tied at 2.
Amazing how well he hits with runners in scoring position, as we just showed the team too. But Meister's been outstanding as how he scores. That hustle double he had to get himself in scoring position. For Meister restores to be able to come through and get that base hit, pitch out and over the plate, a changeup that was up. Not well executed by Burley, but the mistake is made and Meister took advantage of it.
Now Eric Ibar at the plate. The Angels fell behind 2-0, but they're even now. Ibar pulling that one foul into the seats.
Well, as good as Mark Burley has been throughout his career, he's had his tough times against the Angels. It's 2-5 career mark with an ERA at 4.50. So even though he had that early 2-0 lead, I'm sure he didn't feel real comfortable going against the Angels.
1-2 to Eric Ibar. Turris back in there easily on the pickoff try.
Burley's only allowed 3 stolen bases against him this whole season. He has 6 pickoffs.
In the hole at shortstop, and they just get the out on his Turris at second base. Good play by Alexi Ramirez. The play goes 6-4, 2 outs in the inning. Bobby Abreu coming up.
Feed to the Knicks, but no chance to be able to turn a double play. You always want to get that lead runner. Another cut fastball on the inside part of the plate. Ramirez, remember, last year was playing second base. His natural position is shortstop, and he's a very good one.
One 1-0 to Bobby Abreu. Two balls into strike to Abreu. The Angels coming back against Mark Burley, who was staked to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first. And now is 3-1 to Abreu.
And lefty's hitting 299 coming in the game against Burley. Now it's a good fastball count for Bobby to try to square up a baseball and score. Ibar, who runs very well from first base.
Didn't throw him that fastball, did he? Good pitch, 3-1.
Now 3-2 after that changeup. Will he come in with the fastball? Again, he doesn't really have what you would call an out pitch necessarily against a lefty to be able to throw that real good slider or curveball, but here he's going to go that slider.
And he walks Abreu. 2 on, 2 out for the Angels. Angel fans, do you want to purchase postseason tickets? Subscribe to the AngelsBaseball.com Insider prior to the deadlines on AngelsBaseball.com, and you'll be given priority to order postseason tickets for select playoff games. To ensure your postseason ticket priority, visit AngelsBaseball.com. 1-0 to Vlad Guerrero.
It was a great spot for Vlad to be up here. He's had success against Burley. Chance to put the Angels ahead.
That's in the air to right center field. And the right fielder, Jermaine Dye, makes the catch. The Angels get 1, and that ties the game at 2 after 3 innings. Fourth inning in a 2-2 tie. Scott Kazmir is even again, Gooby.
Well, clearly the first couple innings he had command issues with his fastball, but the last inning he had a 1-2-3 inning. Maybe he's finding it now. Good pitchers make that adjustment. I look for him to mix in more of his secondary pitches here as he goes along into the game here.
Jason Nix, the batter. Strike 1. One ball, one strike to Jason Nix, a member of the 2008 U.S. Olympic baseball team. He popped out to Napoli his first time up. The Yankees won that game over Baltimore 13-3. Win number 92 on the season for New York. And the Angels will face the Yankees tomorrow night.
What about Dirk Jeter breaking Lou Gehrig's all-time mark as far as hits as a Yankee just the other day? He's having an MVP type season himself for the Yanks.
Yes, he is. The Angels will face Jabba Chamberlain tomorrow night, with Jared Weaver going for his 16th win. Should be a heck of a ball game. 2-2 to Jason Nix. And And then when the Angels go to Boston after that makeup game to start that series Tuesday, Daisuke comes back for the Red Sox. He'll pitch that game.
Well, there was talk about Daisuke not coming back the rest of the season. He's a guy that throws 5 or 6 different pitches.
And a shot up the middle for Nix, a base hit to start the 4th inning. Well, this is going to be quite a road trip, and I think it's going to answer some questions for the Angels. But look at just the travel itinerary and the times, 1:30, 1:30, 3 a.m. that the Angels get into where they're going.
And they're facing 3 very powerful offenses and 3 tough teams, all looking to make the postseason themselves. So it's not an easy road trip. Plus the fact you mentioned they're getting in so late at night. So you're right. If they can survive this road trip and still have a decent lead, they would be in great shape to be able to hold off and win another division.
And when they get home, they open the homestand against the Yankees. So the schedule is tough. And then the grind has been difficult at best. The Angels are playing 50 games in 52 days. And Mike Scioscia is going to have to find a way, as he's doing today with Figgins, to give players a day off and just try to keep them fresh for when October gets here. At least a semblance of fresh, anyway.
Yeah, he's going to have to pick his spots when he's going to give his guys, his veteran players in particular, a day off here and there.
Figgy is getting the day off today.
And knowing Sean the way he is, he's not real happy about getting a day off. He wants to play every day, but Mike Scioscia realizes to be fresh, especially they need those legs to be able to score those runs. Leading the American League in that category and walks, on base percentage at the top. Good to give him a breather.
I think most players figure, hey, if I have to be here anyway, let me play. It's 0-2 to Alex Rios.
I was walking in today. I saw Torrey Hunter. He was out stretching, early this morning, and I asked him if he was having a day off today. I figured Mike was going to give him one before too long. He said, "No, I'm ready to go. We're going to win this game today." And that's the attitude all these guys have on the Angels. They just want to win today to worry about resting in November and December.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Rios. I think Hunter's missed enough games just being on the disabled list. He wasn't too happy about that. In the air to right, Bobby Abreu is right there. Let's check our Infinity Fact for the day. The Angels are going for their 3rd straight division title, which the Oakland A's did not too long ago.
Those are pretty strong teams, those Oakland A's teams back in that late 80s and last time in 1990. World champs in 89. They beat the Giants.
Quick visit to Kazmir before he faces Ramon Castro, who got a base hit off of him last time up.
Tell you what, this is going to be some kind of tough road trip, though.
Yes. One 1-0 to Castro. But I think the fans in New York and Boston will be sympathetic and probably not say anything.
No question. Courteous. Sure, the weather will be perfect too.
2-1 to Ramon Castro. This will be Kazmir's 70th pitch already. And he gets a strike, 2-2.
Well, so far, again, it's been tough for Scott, but he makes adjustments, making some pitches to get through inning. but no strikeouts so far. First inning with 26 pitches. A lot of pitches pretty much every inning. 9 fly ball out so far here in the 4th inning.
And the strikeout right there. He gets Ramon Castro for his first punch out of the day.
Elevated the fastball on the outside part of the plate. Castro couldn't catch up with that one at 91 miles an hour. But you saw Mike Butcher going out to talk to him just a few pitches ago. Just, hey, listen, you might not have your best stuff, but just battle. Get some outs. The offense seems to be swinging the bat well today. See if you can go 6, maybe 7 innings and get yourself in line for a W.
With 2 outs, Scott Podsednik hitting for the 3rd time in 4 innings. Podsednik's 0 for 2 already in the ballgame. Jason Nix is the runner at first base. One 0 to Podsednik. The White Sox have won 7 of their last 10 games. They would need a win today just to get back to 500. 71 and 72 so far.
Good adjustment by Scott Kazmir and his mechanics on that pitch compared to the first pitch he threw to Podsednik. He was straight up and down. That's why he saw the pitch up and out of the zone. That one he bent his back properly and hit the outside corner.
Jumps ahead of Podsednik, 1 and 2.
Big thing is you got the balance over the pitching rubber and you work down, bend the back, get out in front. That's what he was able to do, make that adjustment those last 2 pitches.
And he has Nix picked off. That'll end the inning. The White Sox run in 2 and out, and we go to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 2 on a pickoff by Scott Kazmir.
Nice job, not only to throw, but a nice throw too by Kendall Morales to be able to get off the bag and make the strong throw. A good tag by Ibar on Nix to get through the inning. Nice day for baseball at the Big A.
And the fans enjoying a 2-2 tie. They thought I said hi.
I think so.
And Torrey Hunter leads off the bottom of the fourth.
I think they were saying hi to the other 11-year-old that was up in the booth. I couldn't resist that one, Rory.
Why didn't you wave back? 0-2 to Torrey. Hunter, Rivera, and Morales for the Angels against Mark Buehrle here in the fourth inning. White Sox have been a little bit tough on the Angels. They've beaten the Angels 5 out of 8 this season as Torrey Hunter goes out on strikes. Fans, the Angels Baseball Foundation Golf Classic presented by Brand Affinity Technologies will take place Wednesday, November 11th at Pelican Hill Golf Club in Newport Beach. Golf with current and former Angels on this beautiful course overlooking the Pacific Ocean, and it is beautiful. All proceeds benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation. Visit the community section at angelsbaseball.com. It's November 11th.
Well, I played in that last year. That's a tremendous track.
It's just breathtaking, isn't it?
So nice. I try to avoid hitting the fairway and messing up the fairway.
I've noticed you're real good about that at most courses. That one's pulled just foul by Juan Rivera. 2-1.
Yeah, I don't want to take up a big divot out of the fairway, so I try to hit it in the woods and in the rough.
Right, yeah. No, it gives you a chance to meet the people over in the bushes. 3-1 to Juan Rivera. And he draws a one-out walk from Mark Buehrle. One out, one on. Kendry Morales coming up. Kendry with a base hit up the middle his first time up. Kendry had a base hit, then was picked off of first by Buehrle.
Boy, it's so tough to even get any type of a lead at all against Mark Buehrle. He's quick to the plate, super quick on his pickoff move to first base.
One ball, two strikes to Morales. Mark Buehrle and Scott Kazmir hooked up in this one, tied at 2 in the bottom of the fourth. White Sox got their 2 runs in the first inning, but the Angels have come back. And Buehrle has matched Kazmir, but Kaz has put up 0 since the first inning. To third base, and the White Sox turn a double play to end the fourth inning. Kendry Morales grounds into 2. It's still a 2-2 tie. definition flat screen TV from Howard's, official appliance and flat screen superstores of the Angels. We go to the fifth inning. It's a 2-2 tie at the Big A. Top of the fifth, top of the order for the White Sox, Scott Podsednik, who was at the plate when Nix was picked off to end the fourth. Scott Kazmir's put up zeros since the first inning.
He was almost swinging like Ichiro on that one. Running down the line as kept the bat in the strike zone to try to put it in play. A lot of movement in his feet. See him going, running down the line, just trying to punch it into left field for a base hit.
And he does it again, the Ichiro-like swing. Ibar gobbles it up and gets him.
We see right now his movement is trying to put it in play. Utilize that speed. He's had some troubles in his career against Kazmir. Now 1 for 12. Maybe that's why he's trying anything different is to get on base.
Gordon Beckham up there. Had a double his first time up. Beckham had 3 hits in the game yesterday. Won by the White Sox in 10 innings. Beckham has 23, and now with one today, 24 doubles this year, which leads all rookies. Two and one. In fact, Beckham with already 2 doubles today, so he has 25 now.
That might have been Scott's best fastball of the game, that 94 miles an hour.
Still 2-2 to Beckham.
Well, fastballs in a row, one at 94 by him, and that one he was late. Beckham trying to catch up to that fastball on the outside part of the plate.
Fouls another one straight back.
Well, if you could throw that changeup now, if Scott could throw that on the outside part of the plate and down the outside corner, it'd be an effective pitch. Coming with a slider.
And gets him to pop up. Kendry Morales takes care of it. 2 out in the 5th. He's rude, he's crude, and he's the only thing standing between you and certain death. That would be Hugh Laurie. His house tonight, starting at 8 on My 13.
Boy, Roy, I thought you were talking about me for a second.
I knew you would perk right up when you heard that. Paul Konerko at the plate. Takes strike 1. Kaz bounced that one up there. He came up well short of the plate on that pitch.
He smiled because I forced that changeup. A lot of times when you throw a changeup, that circle changeup in particular, you're trusting the grip to take the velocity off the fastball. But he tried to force that changeup through.
One and 2 to Konerko. And it's driven into center field by Konerko. Hunter has to go back. You'll get a chance to play it off the wall, so it stayed in the ballpark. Torre overran it for a second, but Konerko holds on with a double. I think that was about the best they could hope for on that one, that it would stay in the ballpark.
Well, you can see right off the read from Torre, he had no chance to be able to get that one. Just hoping it stayed in the ballpark, and it did off the wall. Konerko continues to swing the bat well against Scott Kazmir. No chance of getting him at second base anyhow, but the fortunate thing is that they can get out of the yard.
Now Jermaine Dye at the plate. That's hit number 6 for the White Sox. Oh, 0-1 to Dye. One ball, 2 strikes.
What a great slider there by Scott Kazmir. Down and in. A pitch for a right-handed batter. You can't do anything with it. Even if you make contact, you're going to pull it foul. Job Napoli setting up on the inside part of the plate. Wanted that pitch there, and it was executed perfectly.
And out on strikes. Dye is called out looking. They leave Konerko at second.
Good adjustment, good fastball, painting the outside corner to get through the inning.
Bottom of the 5th inning, the ball game tied at 2 as Howie Kendrick leads off against Mark Buehrle and pops the first pitch up. Konerko, the first baseman, takes care of it. 1 out. Buehrle and Kazmir, who both have thrown enough pitches to probably not even think about going 9 today, but they're now locked into a pretty good battle, aren't they?
Well, veteran pitchers make adjustments during the course of the game, even if they don't have their best stuff that day. You start sinking the fastball, you cut the fastball, change speeds, use your secondary pitches, and both of them have done a nice job of making the adjustments, particularly Scott Kazmir.
Mike Napoli struck out looking his only time up, and he pops one up just over our heads for strike 1. Nice play moving to his left by Beckham, the third baseman, and the rookie throws Napoli out. 2 down. Fans, enter for your chance to win great prizes with the Angels Summer Series presented by AT&T. Winners receive 4 tickets for an Angel-Yankee game September 21st through the 23rd. A pregame field visit, $150 in Angel Bucks, and much more. Enter now by texting VIP to 6521 from your wireless AT&T phone, or go online at att.angelsbaseball.com. There's a drive into left center field by Myceris Torres, but it's going to be caught by Rios. And the Angels go quickly and quietly in the 5th. Largest mobile-to-mobile calling family. 6th inning in a 2-2 tie at the Big A. Beautiful day for a ball game and a picture.
Wave, Rory. Be a good memory.
Alexi Ramirez leads off the 6th inning for Chicago. Ramirez has walked and flied to center field today. On the ground, up the middle, base hit for Ramirez. The White Sox have had a lot of base runners today. They've stranded 5 through 5 innings, and they have the leadoff man on in the 6th.
Still, he's made some pitches when he's had to, Scott Kazmir has. And you're right, they've been centering up some baseballs pretty well against him. Defense has been solid.
Carlos Quentin had an RBI base hit in the 1st inning, driving in 2. Kazmir has thrown 96 pitches, so Scioscia's getting something going in the bullpen. Oh, 0-2 to Quentin.
When you look at what Scott Kazmir's battled through this game so far, if he can get through 6 innings, that'll probably be it as Jason Bolger gets ready down in the bullpen for the Halos.
1-2 to Quentin. Soch looks like he's glancing down toward the bullpen. Quentin fouls another one back.
Quentin did a nice job just fouling that one off. That was a good changeup by Scott Kazmir on the outside part of play. It fooled Quentin, but he was able at least to foul that one off.
Pitch number 100 from Kaz coming up here. And Quentin fouls another one back.
Bad ratio between strikes and pitches out of the zone. It's 63 strikes of those 100 pitches. Still not quite as crisp as we've seen in the first two games against Seattle for Scott Kazmir.
And another foul ball. The White Sox have had some long at-bats today. Pushing that pitch count up for Kazmir in just 5+ innings so far today.
This Quentin is a guy that likes to try to get his arms extended. Now going to try to go fastball in to keep that from happening.
And he fouls another one back. This will be the 8th pitch in the at-bat to Carlos Quentin. Two and two. We talked earlier about this long and difficult road trip coming up, and the Angels would dearly love to get this getaway game
and win another series. The White Sox winning the game yesterday, the Angels on Friday. White Sox play very well here at the Big A.
Quentin hits another one foul. So he's going to have at least a 10-pitch at bat right here.
Since that 05 postseason, the White Sox 25 and 16 at the Big A. So they've had some success here. It's been a tough battle here in these 3 games so far.
Way shy of the plate, and that moves the runner, Alexei Ramirez, up to second.
Howard's replay shows that slider overthrew the slider down and in. McNally did a pretty good job of keeping that in front. Ramirez runs very well. 12th wild pitch on the season for Scott Kazmir.
It also sends the count full to Quentin. 3-2 with Ramirez now at second base. And there's a shot into left field. Rivera started in but has to go back and makes the catch. So after a long battle, Kazmir gets Carlos Quentin to fly out to Juan Rivera.
You see a lot of right-handed batters throughout this lineup for the White Sox too, and Scott getting up there in the pitch count now 106. So she's getting a little antsy there in that dugout. Still a solid job though, and he allowed 2 earned runs so far here in 5 1/3.
Jason Nix at the plate. And Nix hits one in the air to left. Again Rivera. And again he makes a catch. Good play by Juan in deep left field for the second out of the inning.
That's a great jump. First step. We talked about Torrey Hunter's ability to get that first step, but Juan Rivera going back, leaping up and making that play. Scott Kazmir is using all the ballpark today. It's a dangerous thing in a day game here at the Big A. And here's the spot now. You have an open base. You got Alex Rios, a very dangerous hitter. You have Ramon Castro on deck, although he did have a base hit early in the game, but you still have an opportunity to make him swing right now at your pitch. Don't go right after fastballs with him. If you're going to go fastball, go off to the corner, either inside or out.
Rios has hit it fairly hard a couple of times, but both for outs. Once to Rivera and once to Abreu in right. Two and oh. Three balls, no strikes, and he's pitching like he doesn't really want any part of Rios, doesn't he?
Well, you have an open base. Like I said, Rios has had some good at-bats against him. He's seen the ball well. You have a guy that doesn't play a whole lot, Castro on deck, even though, like I said, he has a base hit against him. Why not go after him? Don't misgroove a fastball.
Three and one.
In that first inning, he gave up those 2 earned runs. Since then, he has scattered 5 hits. No runs, though.
And he fights back to a full count on Alex Rios. Trying to get out of this and keep the Angels tied here in the 6th inning. But he walks Rios. First and second with 2 outs. Ramon Castro coming up. Castro got the base hit off of Kazmir in the second, but Kaz struck him out last time up and didn't miss by too much when that ball crossed the plate to Alex Rios.
Again, you saw Napoli setting up on the outside part of the plate. That was a fastball in, but it caught the plate. He wanted that pitch, Scott did, but he didn't get it from Angel Campos behind the plate today.
Castro was the catcher when Burley pitched the perfect game. He's back in there today with Mark Burley. Kazmir's fallen behind 2-0 and is up to 115 pitches today.
But you're going to come out to him, talk to him. You think this could be his last batter, though, as a left-handed batter, and Scott Podsednik on deck. The pitch count going up, the command has been an issue throughout this game, and Butcher just said, hey, listen, get some pitches in the zone right here. Get it down in the zone. Trust your infielders to make a play behind you. And also might, just wonder where some of these pitches were, too. Just missing on a couple occasions, Scott Kazmir has.
He hasn't had too many breathers today.
23 already here in the 6th inning.
Two and one to Castro. So that was the post-pitching coach visit fastball, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much always. But that, you just say, just go after as hard as you can on this last batter. Tap into that last reserve.
And now he's even on the count 2-2 with that 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
And that was his hardest fastball of the game there at 94 back-to-back. So he's tapping into that reserve, trying to fight his way through this last batter.
A high pop fly to shallow left should do it. Rivera calls off Ibar, and that's the inning. Kazmir gets through 6, still in a 2-2 tie.
fastball on the inside corner against Mike Napoli. Then a changeup against Torrey Hunter picks off Kendall Morales at first base. So doing all they can to be able to throw up some zeros. And Scott Kazmir battled back after that tough first inning, which he gave up a couple. Gets Castro swinging, then gets Jermaine Dye looking, and of course then he gets a pick off. Sticks at first base. What a job though by Scott Kazmir. Not his best stuff we've seen as an Angel. These are the kind of games that you feel better about if you can get a W out of this now too. We went through 6 innings, only 2 earned runs allowed.
Eric Ibar leading off the bottom of the 6th. Thought about bunting for a hit right there. Yeah, you think about Kazmir's outing today, and obviously it's not one that he'll want to remember for a long time, but he's thrown up 5 straight zeros. Somehow getting through it.
And also it's good to see that he had his best fastball the last couple pitches, both at 94.
Yeah.
So both these pitchers, granted, may not have their best stuff today, but made some quality pitches.
A pitch that just shatters Ibar's bat right there. There's the other half of it.
That cut fastball again, right in, shatters the bat right in half.
Popped up by Eric Ibar. Nix, the second baseman, makes the play. Well, Scott Kazmir gave him 6 quality innings. Sure, he's out of the game now after this, no matter what, but he's given his club a chance to win once again.
I'm saying it's easy to put up some numbers, some zeros when you have real good stuff, but when you don't have your best stuff, it's the ability to make adjustments during the course of a game, and Kazmir certainly did that today after giving up 2 runs in the first.
Bobby Abreu takes the sweeping breaking ball for a strike. One and one to Abreu. The crowd, Scioscia and Abreu, apparently not in agreement with Angel Campos on that one.
Ooh, late call also. It was a sweeping breaking pitch. About 4 inches above the ground.
Abreu got a piece of that one. I wonder, when everybody reacts at once, the crowd makes noise, the manager yells, the batter says something, I wonder if they were thinking, I wonder if I missed that one.
The guy goes, what were they looking at?
That's right. That pitch was good. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bobby Abreu. And a high pop fly to third base. And Beckham makes the play. 2 down. Fans, the Angels fan cruise is back. Mark your calendars for January 22nd through the 25th. And join us as we head south to Baja, Mexico. This is an exclusive offer from AAA Travel. And Angels players and coaches are scheduled to appear. Cabins are filling up fast, so call your AAA travel agent 888-874-7222 to book your fan cruise.
This should be a lot of fun. Roy, you on that one?
You know, I haven't gone on one of those yet. But we'll see. I mean, it'd be nice. Be a lot nicer if you came along. Certainly would be good to spend some time talking things over. Fly ball into right field, and that'll do it. After 6, we're still tied at 2. Angels baseball is brought to you by Infinity. Luxury cars that inspire at every turn. The All-Star Game will be here next year. And plenty of All-Star memorabilia already for sale in the team store as Darren Oliver takes over in the 7th inning. Scott Kazmir, Gooby, threw 118 pitches in 6 innings, and that's the most he's thrown in a game all year.
Well, he had to battle his way through. Now giving the baseball over to Darren Oliver as we look ahead to July of next year in the 2010 All-Star Game here at the Big A.
It's closing in.
Darren Oliver's done a tremendous job this year again for Mike Scioscia. 52 games, that ERA 2.77, 4-1 record.
Top of the 7th, top of the order for the White Sox, Posednik. He's already up there for the 4th time today and is 0 for 3 so far. Minnesota shut out Oakland 8-0 today. So if the White Sox lose this game, the Twins will pass them again for 2nd place in the standings in the Central Division. Posednik lifts one to left field. Rivera's been busy today. 1 out.
He's had to run a long ways on some of these fly balls too. Nice job getting that first step. Good read off the bat. It's not easy when a left-hander hits it off the end of the bat. He's going to have tailing action, but he got himself in position to make the play.
Gordon Beckham has 2 doubles today. Two and 1 to Beckham. Three and 1 with Konerko on deck. Popped up, shallow left. Ibar battling with the sun as he backs into the grass and makes the catch.
Well, there's certainly been a lot of fly balls, pop-ups throughout this game. First with Scott Kazmir and Mark Buehrle, now Darren Oliver. That high sky here at the Big A, it's very difficult to pick up. Yeah, these pop-ups have been up there pretty far too, not routine pop-ups.
Nobody's lost one yet. And Figge taking the day off and trying to stay out of the sun a little bit. Konerko at the plate. It's 2-0 to Paul Konerko.
We talk about the fly balls the White Sox have hit. They've hit 16 fly ball outs today. Rivera's had to catch a number of them.
Rivera has 6 putouts in the ball game. Bobby Abreu's been busy. Hunter's made some nice catches today. The White Sox have hit some hard for outs today, too. 2-2 to Konerko. And Darren Oliver strike. Nope, he got a piece of it. Just did get a piece of it. Konerko picks up the foul ball and hands it to Angel Campos.
Well, he barely got a piece of that pitch in the inside part of the plate.
Just did.
We talk about executing the pitch. That was perfect pitch for Darren Oliver, but Konerko just barely got a little bit of that one.
And Napoli couldn't quite hold it off his glove. Now a full count, 3-2. Down the right field line, Bobby Abreu, a long run, and the ball drops foul. Konerko wasn't sure. He took off running, but it just did drop foul. So he'll come back and get the bat and try it again, 3-2. Here comes the 8th pitch of the at-bat to Konerko. And he hits it right back up the middle for a base hit. So the White Sox, who have already stranded 7 base runners through 6 innings, get Konerko on with 2 out and Jermaine Dye coming up.
That's a pretty scary lineup when you look at it. They have 7 guys with double figures in home runs, so they're a dangerous club. You can keep in the ballpark, you're doing a nice job, but there's been a number of fly balls and well-hit baseballs by this White Sox team that stayed in the yard. That's what they're going to try to do here, Darren Oliver, is to keep this game tied.
Ball 1 to Dye. One ball, 1 strike. One and 2.
Good off-speed pitch by Darren Oliver down and away on Jermaine Dye after pitching him inside. It's all about setting up a hitter. And the hitter in this spot here, Jermaine Dye, is going to be guessing for a location of a pitch.
And grounds it foul. There are a couple of double headers in the major leagues today. The Red Sox and Toronto, or the Red Sox and the Rays rather. And the Red Sox won the first game 3-1. Boston leads the second game 1-0 in the second, but the other one is the Texas Rangers at home against Seattle. Texas starting the day 5.5 behind the Angels, and the first game of that doubleheader is already in a delay in Arlington. So the Rangers could have a very long day ahead of them. Look out in the on-deck circle. Ramirez dancing out of the way of that foul ball by Dye. Two balls, 2 strikes to Jermaine Dye with Konerko at first and 2 out. Nice backhand grab by the third baseman is Turris. And the White Sox hit another one hard into an out. Seventh inning stretch at the Big A, and the game is still tied. That would have been a foul ball, but nice play by Meiser. Had a little trouble with that one. 2-run score, but that's been it for Chicago. The Angels come back in the third to make it 2-1. A sacrifice fly tied it up later on, and we're tied at 2.
Burley's still in the game, too. He's the guy that always gives you innings. Fans are still getting excited about the 7th inning stretch here at the Big A. Trying to rally the troops here to be able to get this run across, get this victory before they go on that long, tough road trip coming up.
That's a big game for the Angels when you consider what's ahead. Bottom of the 7th inning at Angel Stadium in a 2-2 tie. The road trip begins with a game tomorrow night at Yankee Stadium, arriving into Newark at 1:30 in the morning. Weaver against Jabba Chamberlain tomorrow. And then they'll go right back out of Newark after that one makeup game to head to Boston for 3 games, where they will face the comebacking Daisuke Tuesday night.
I know, red hot Red Sox club right now, playing very well of late too. And then get into Texas at 3 a.m.
Perfect. Play the Rangers, and then come home finally to play the Yankees when they get back a week from tomorrow.
Well, how about Boston? It's supposed to be a high of 59.
Is it?
On Wednesday.
2-1 to Hunter. If the Angels, if the season ended today, and you look at the standings, the Angels would play the Red Sox in the first round. That's a foul ball by Hunter. So that possibility looms once the postseason gets here, if everything stays the same. Kevin Jepson getting ready in the Angel bullpen. That's assuming the Red Sox win the wild card. Hunter strokes one into left field and unties the game. The Angels go ahead on a home run by Torii Hunter. number 21 for Hunter, 3-2 Angels.
Well, I think the Angels and their fans are pretty happy that Torrey didn't get the day off. Trying to go back into that cut fastball, but this time it ran out over the plate. Oh, you're talking about squaring up a baseball and having a good balance, but that ball had no chance of staying in the yard.
And Burley had gotten him on a pop-up and a strikeout his first 2 times up, but Torrey got Burley that time.
The 26th home run that Mark Burley has allowed this season.
It had that good sound, didn't it?
And it hit the top of the little roof in the bullpen of the Angels.
Fly ball to shallow right by Juan Rivera for the first out in the inning. Torrey Hunter putting the Angels ahead.
There he is right there telling you exactly that's what you're supposed to do when you square up a baseball. Try to throw a cut fastball in at me. It ran out over the plate. Well, if you go inside on Torrey, you better go off the plate in. If you make a mistake out over middle part, it's gone.
Kendry Morales takes ball 1 from Burley. And there's a fly ball into right center field, but that's playable for Jose Rios, who gives way to Jermaine Dye, who called him off. And Rios and Dye are talking that over right now, but that's out number 2.
And Alex Rios getting acclimated to center field position. He played right field throughout his whole career there with Toronto. Now playing center field for the White Sox is going to be their center fielder for the future.
Howie Kendrick takes a strike. Howie had a double his first time up, 1 for 2 today. Oh, 0-2. All those zeros Kazmir threw up on a day when he might not have had his best stuff sure pay off now, don't they?
That's what you like to see out of a pitcher, just making adjustments. Hey, you don't have your best stuff. How do I fight my way through this to give my guys a chance to win, and then have Torrey Hunter come up and respond and hit a ball out of the ballpark to give you that lead?
One and 2 to Howie. Two balls, 2 strikes. Of course, the flip side of that coin is Burley right now, having gutted it out, but he's behind by a run after giving up a home run to Torrey Hunter.
Boy, was that ball covered, and the sound was outstanding as it hit out of there. 3-2 lead for the Halos. They gave the Angels that 3-2 lead. Scott Kazmir battled his way through 6 innings, 2 earned runs, a quality start. Where did Beckham, though? 2 doubles today, 2 for 4. But that's the difference in the game for Mark Buehrle. Torrey Hunter hitting that one over the bullpen. Give the Angels that 3-2 lead.
Kevin Jepson, 5-3. Already in 44 games.
44 punch-outs and 44 and 2/3 innings pitched. It tells you he's got that great stuff.
Alexi Ramirez leads off the 8th and hits one on the ground to his Turris, backhanded. Icer's throw a little high, but Kendry stays on the bag.
Play all around, too. That was a pitch in the inside part of the plate. Tough, tricky hop to Meiser. High throw, but Kendry able to reach up and still find the base. See that tricky hop at the very end. A little different. Obviously, there's ground balls you can hit at second base. That adjusted to make for Meiser Torres.
1 out. Carlos Quentin up there for the White Sox.
That was that cut fastball / slider that Kevin Jepson throws it anywhere with 88 to 90 as a 97-mile-an-hour fastball and a good overhand curveball.
Carlos Quentin drove in the White Sox only 2 runs of the game. Back in the first inning, they have not scored since then. .97 miles an hour on the fastball from Jepson. Two and one.
Well, that's a tough pitch. You throw 97-mile-an-hour. You know you're going to get a fastball. At least you think that as a hitter. Then he throws that cut fastball at 89 on you. You saw that swing by Quentin.
Quentin pops it up right side. Morales hustling in, falling off Napoli to catch it. 2 gone in the 8th. Fans, visit the official online shop of the Angels at angelsbaseball.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including the caps, the t-shirts, jerseys, and a lot more. Get your gear straight from the source. Visit the angelsbaseball.com shop today. Mark Kotsay to pinch hit for the White Sox here in the 8th inning. Kotsay hitting .270.
Joe Montana coming to the game. I know his son is a quarterback at Oaks Christian up in Thousand Oaks, but I don't think he's down here.
So what you're saying is that might be him, but it might not.
Might not, but his Giants are winning. I mean, it's 49ers.
There's a shot to Howie Kendrick. Howie makes a nice play, and the White Sox with another hard hit baseball for an out. The White Sox have 8 hits. The Angels have only 5, but the Angels lead the ball game 3-2. Heading to the bottom of the 8th, and Octavio Dotel takes over for Chicago.
Dotel still has that powerful fastball, 90 to 95, and a very good curveball. See the innings pitched at 57 with 68 strikeouts, so he does have strikeout stuff. Angels desperately like to get a couple insurance runs to make it a little easier for Brian Fuentes, warming up down in the bullpen for the Angels.
This has been one of those days where the White Sox have had some hitters go back to the dugout frustrated too, having hit the ball right on the button for an out. It's been happening all afternoon. Mike Napoli to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning against Octavio Dotel as Fuentes waits his turn. Lillibridge in at second base now for the White Sox. Ozzie Guillen making that change. And Napoli, who is 0 for his last 11, and has been in a slump for a while. He keeps looking like he's on the verge of breaking out, but it just hasn't quite happened yet.
Yeah, he seems to be getting close. He's getting some good swings. Every once in a while you just need that little flare into the outfield to get rolling. He's sitting out in front like it's almost where you sit in a spring training game.
That's a dangerous spot with a right-handed hitter up there.
And a pitcher to throw 95 miles an hour.
Right. Napoli trying to break out. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. His batting average has dipped below the 270 mark. And Dotel still has that good closer type stuff and gets him.
Good job though by Kevin Jepson once again. We'll take a look at Dotel's fastball getting by Mike Napoli, 93 miles an hour. But Kevin Jepson, get back to him. This 5 earned runs in his last 32 and a 2/3 innings pitched. It's in the 1-3 range. Great job. That pressure 8th inning roll. So accustomed to seeing Scott Shields in that role. Kevin Jepson has stepped forward and taken control of that most important spot for Mike Scioscia.
Meiser hits one in the air into center field, and Jose Rios right there to make the catch. Alex Rios makes the catch in center. Jose Rios is the news director at Channel 11, in case you were wondering.
Well, I was wondering. The other night, Eric Ibar hit that foul ball. It's still pretty hard to believe you can hit a foul ball off the inside part to play a left-handed batter to do that, and got Ozzie right in the wrist.
Ibar's up again, and Ozzie's going to take his chances. Oh, 0-1 to Eric Ibar.
Well, especially with a guy that throws some curveballs like that, and Ibar with a quick bat. A scary spot for Ozzie Guillen to be sitting out.
But Ibar doesn't get his bat on one. Dotel strikes him out, a 1-2-3 inning. But we're heading to the 9th now, and Ozzie's team is still down by a run. Jepson is starting the 9th inning.
Mike Scioscia's going with that situational pitching, righty versus righty. Rios with a lot of power. Jepson with the power fastball and nasty slider curveball.
Alex Rios takes strike one. Now on deck, A.J. Pierzynski has come out to pinch hit for the White Sox. A left-handed hitter, so when they get to him, that's when Fuentes will probably come on. 1-1 to Rios.
Tony La Russa used to do that a lot with Oakland. You know, we always talk about how great Dennis Eckersley was, and he's a Hall of Famer, but Rick Honeycutt used to be that guy coming in a tough lefty to get that first out in the 9th. Then Eckersley would come in to finish it off.
2-1 to Rios. And Rios fouls one away. In yesterday's ball game, Kevin Jepson's wild pitch in the 10th was the difference as the White Sox got a run on that. And he is now 3-2 to Alex Rios.
Rios did a nice job of holding off on that slider off the outside part of the plate after fouling off a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
And he hits one in the air to shallow right field. Coming in and calling, Abreu makes the catch. Kendrick went way out there, but Bobby Abreu called him off. And Mike Scioscia now, is he going to go get Fuentes to pitch to the pinch hitter? We'll see. Yep, here he comes.
As soon as AJ was announced, that's when Mike's going to come out to the mound.
The booing is for Pierzynski, of course. And Scioscia will bring the closer in, Brian Fuentes, to get the final 2 outs. He has 40. That's one more than Mariano Rivera. And Brian comes in here to get 2 outs in his 57th appearance of the season.
He's going to be facing a couple lefties. A.J. Pierzynski to lead off. You got Scott Podsednik on deck. So an opportunity to be able to get save number 41, win another series, and have that positive note before you take off to go to New York tonight.
A.J. Pierzynski pinch hitting for Ramon Castro. Pierzynski is hitting .310, which places him 10th in the American League. He fouls the first pitch back.
And as most pinch hitters do, coming off that bench late in the game, you're going to just swing at that first pitch, hoping it's a fastball, but Fuentes threw him a breaking pitch.
Strike two to Pierzynski. Fuentes jumps ahead 0-2. On the ground behind second, base hit. Pierzynski an aggressive turn, but he goes back to first base with a pinch hit single, and the White Sox have the potential tying run on base.
Just got by. Now he's extended, try to get that ground ball, but Pierzynski runs pretty well. No chance, even if he fields that ball, to be able to throw him out.
Scott Podsednik is 0 for 4 with an 11-game hitting streak on the line. Oh, that one almost got him. The White Sox, through 8 innings today, have left 8 men on base. Now it's up to Fuentes to strand another one. Popped up. Left side is Turris. 2 outs in the 9th. And Podsednik 0 for 5. A right-handed hitter coming up now, Gordon Beckham. Beckham has 2 doubles. He got 1 in the first inning and another one in the second inning, but he's been blanked since then. Dwayne Wise is in the game now to pinch run at first base.
Wise with good speed. Ozzy's not afraid to take a chance here to try to steal the base, even though if he's thrown out, the ball game's over with. Would not be surprised at some point.
Fuentes starts Beckham with a strike. Line drive right field. Abreu is right there. He makes the catch and the Angels win the ball game. Torii Hunter hits the go-ahead home run. The Angels shut the White Sox out after the first inning to win 3-2. Just another Halo victory.
Boy, a hard-earned victory by the Halos. You mentioned Torii Hunter with that home run. He manufactured a couple runs prior to that, but Scott Kazmir battled his way through 6 innings, 2 earned runs in the bullpen. Outstanding 3 innings pitched. Only allowed 2 hits. Threw up a bunch of zeros himself, so big victory for the Halos before they go on this tough road trip to New York, Boston, and Texas.
The win gives the Angels a 6-game lead over the Rangers. Texas has a doubleheader scheduled today. Nothing in on that yet. And Torii Hunter with the clutch hit today. And now the Angels have their bags packed for